This is what I do in here, folks. Welcome to my world. You're very welcome into my studio, where we're just playing around, as you can see. Today's project, or this particular project, is going to be something trying to finish an old painting, a painting that's been, and this is sort of halfway through. I'm jumping straight in because I don't know. Sometimes I'm nervous about turning the camera on, but I'm not nervous about getting to work on a piece of art, or as I was saying, having fun. You know, just consider this. Everything, every conscious creative act that you perform has the possibility of being utterly yours, utterly unique, and you can use any damn means that you want to do so. You have decided on this project. You know, it's your novel, your song, your painting, in this case painting, your idea, your little, you know, piece of writing. This is a mixed media piece. As you can see, there's some collaged bits of foil and papers, painted papers and things attached, painted and printed, and foils, glossy ones. So it is sort of adding to the grandeur and solemnity of this vessel. I don't know whether it's a funeral vessel or a, you know, transporting a royal bride or God knows what sort of higher person, or even a divinity, who knows, you know, but it's kind of comfortably arrayed for them, and that's almost like a boat within a boat. Who knows where that came from. I always have a rag on the go, you know, whatever hasn't become too saturated in white spirit, and get thrown over there until the kind of the fumes go off them by the door. Here I have my white spirit or turpentine solvent in a container. Where did I buy that container? Oh yeah, I know, I've got it on the paint tube. That wonderful art shop in Seattle. Daniel Smith, I think is the name of it. So it has a lid that will keep the fumes getting out when you know, when it's not in use. So I'm just going to do this in a very relaxed way, because if I don't feel relaxed, if I'm not having fun, I doubt I'll be able to communicate much to the folks, as much to the folks as when I'm, you know, feeling fired up. By the way, folks, somebody might be asking, what is he doing with that thing on his head, on his forehead, or was he doing there? And the truth is, it's a GoPro trying to capture POV, or point of view footage. This has been a little bit of an obsession of mine for a while. That's what it is. I could have made a whole different video about, what my technical problems are, and overcoming them, and all of the kind of camera stuff and angles and lighting and all that. But really, this should be about painting. So, although actually that would have made a good story. It would be interesting in itself, my struggles to show myself painting. But the footage might be more boring, and I'm not sure. You probably come on this, you like to learn something about the painting. And so you can see I'm mixing up some color here, and you can see how I use the palette, how I mix with the knife, how I put on some medium with a little ice cream spoon, how I set myself up in my workspace there. But this actual painting itself, what I'm doing is fairly self-explanatory and straightforward. I'll be explaining a little bit more in a minute, but very much a tidying up exercise. It's a painting that wants to have its lines a bit cleaner, wants to sharper edges and slightly brighter colors where it's messy. It's not the it's not really the inspiration part. This it's just more kind of nuts and bolts, but it needs it, and it's showing some results. I'm happy enough with the way it's going, I think. That on this painting I've probably done all the invention that I'm going to do. There's not as much invention happens in the later stages, it has to be honest, and that is why sometimes well, actually, even without invention, when I was painting in my career before, doing all the landscapes and stuff, I always liked starting paintings more than I liked finishing them sometimes. You see a bit of a tilt on that sort of the surface moves when I apply the brush, because I haven't got the easel kind of really clamped down on it, which it isn't always that easy to do. I can just about do it if I didn't have another board on behind, but it is a disadvantage of working on board. But the big advantage I find of working on board is that they stack, so you can stack a lot more of them in a room, and I have quite a lot of them. If they were all canvases or gallery canvases, they take up a lot more space for storage, and it's cheaper. I mean, it's a lot cheaper to paint on hardboard. I will bring you through, when I get in a batch of hardboard, from cutting it up to sizing it, sanding it, sizing it, and then priming it at least twice. I will go through all of that because it's a wonderful good permanent surface support that you can get. It's a lot cheaper than canvas, and if you like painting on a smooth surface, there's nothing better. I mean, you can get stouter boards. I mean, you could go up to plywood or something if you wanted something that would be thick, if that's what an end user or a client wanted. There's no reason why not. The old panels that would have oil painting started on hundreds of years ago, 500 years ago, sort of poplar, I think, was very popular, but I'm sure there were a lot of different woods used. But the trouble is that a single piece of wood from a tree will warp, is more likely to warp than something that's a composite like plywood. Now, talk about warping, I'm afraid it is a problem that you can have with hardboard here, with masonite, and there is something you can do about that, and I will go into that on a later occasion. I'm really happy to talk about that. But anyway, that's I thank you very much for watching this video. It's been great having you sharing these things, and I've tried out a few little, you'll have seen a few little new effects that I hadn't used before, hadn't learned, didn't know how to use. So I hope it's been as much fun for you as it has for me. And there's just a little bit of a clip coming up at the very end where I say something live on camera about my pink owl and my next project and stuff. Okay, but that's about it for this one. A bientôt. See you later. Painting. We'll be back. I don't think my battery life or anything is going to let me do any more on the old pink owl tonight. But in a way, this was my first day back with full kind of lighting, battery capacity, everything technical. And really, this has a long way to go. But it's going to be the next stage, the next video is going to be like the previous one, split into two.